All right, everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and today we're going to go over your PS Plus Extra and Premium games for the month of August 2024. These games will be available to you on the 20th. So, at this point in time, I think there's some good stuff here and a little surprise at the end that I'm super excited for. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. All right, we're going to start off strong right out of the gate here. Now, I understand everybody probably has this game, but The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Now, this does come with all the DLC as well, such as Blood and Wine and everything else, right? So, I know, again, everybody probably has this game or has played it, and it's been available on the catalog off and on. It's been on a great steep sale at some points. It has had an upgrade and frames per second upgrades and patches and such like that. So, I don't know what more I can go over on this game. I think this is one of those most well-known games, most renowned games out there. So, to kind of put you into that, if you've been living under a rock, it's an open world game. It's, you know, very daunting, I would say. I know that's associated with negative words there, but it is daunting because the world is so vast. In my opinion, those open worlds such as Witcher 3 Wild Hunt and, you know, Assassin's Creed Valhalla and other similar types of Assassin's Creed games are so large that, you know, you just kind of get burnt out by the end if you're doing all the optional stuff and then some. Witcher 3 is still a really good and great game, and if that's fine with you, this is going to be certainly up your alley. As a matter of fact, I think most of you out there watching have played this game through multiple times, and that's a testament. It also is one game of the year, all that stuff as well. So, I mean, I can't really say too much more about this game other than it's a great game for most of you out there, and I enjoyed my time with it every time I do mess around with it. So it's a great game, a good addition regardless. So if you don't own it, there you go, I guess. But go ahead and just pick this game up if you haven't already. It's always on sale pretty often. It's been out for a long time. But let's move on to the next one here. The next one I want to move on to here is the Monster Hunter clone, so to speak, Wild Hearts. Now, it's a unique twist on the hunting genre, right? So this is where you have technology. It gives you a fighting chance against those fearsome beasts infused with the ferocious power of nature itself. So you take on these creatures alone or hunt with the friends in the seamless co-op. It's developed by Omega Force, the Japanese studio behind Dynasty Warriors franchise, and in partnership with EA Originals. So Wild Hearts, it'll take you on this epic adventure set in a fantasy world inspired by feudal Japan. I think there's a lot of cool gimmicks and such like it, but for some reason it didn't necessarily translate to the Monster Hunter fans out there necessarily. Some did enjoy their time with it, but if it's being held in the same or close to a regard of Monster Hunter, it definitely has not done that. But it's still a fairly solid game. If you want to mess around, you're bored, want to give it a shot, you can do that. Again, this game has been on sale exponentially quite often is what I would say to this game. So if you haven't already, definitely pick it up or try it out if you are sub to this service. That's why we're going over this, of course. But, you know, check it out. Maybe your cup of tea, it may not be. I haven't actually even touched it myself yet, being so burnt out on the Monster Hunter genre myself. But for those enthusiasts out there, there you go. Next on the list is one I really been super close to purchasing. It's been in my cart multiple times myself, is Colt of the Lamb. Now, this has been highly regarded, is a great indie darling here, and I don't say that lightly, right? A lot of folks like to say that with any indie game that's really good. But no, this is one of those that stand tall at the top of the peak or at the top of the stack. This is where basically, the synopsis being, you know, the Cult of the Lamb casts players in the role of possessed lamb, saved from annihilation by an ominous stranger who must repay their debt by building a loyal following in his name. Start your own cult in the land of false prophets, venturing out into diverse and mysterious regions to build a loyal community of woodland worshippers and spread your word to become the one true cult, not to be confused with the Xbox cult that's out there. Delusionalist, right? But explore a sprawling, randomly generated world, fight off hordes of enemies, and defeat rival cult leaders in order to absorb their power and assert your cult's dominance. So, again, it's hard to speak to the gameplay. There's a lot you can do in this game, honestly. And now they rolled out some free DLC. I mean, there's some paid DLC you can do, but you can also take advantage of the latest update, which is what? Local co-op. So I think there's a lot of fun to be had in this one, especially. I want to get my hands on this at some point in time. I feel like everything's releasing all at once, and it's just hard to find time right now to play everything. That's my biggest gripe with subservices in general, right? Is you're just trying to find time to play everything. Like, yes, it's a great value, right? That's fantastic. But to play it to fruition, to play these games to their fullest extent, that takes a lot of time and dedication, and a lot of us, including myself that's a hardcore gamer, we don't have the time to do, but that's a topic for another time. Definitely check out Cult of the Lamb, right? So just a quick some mentions here. We get Ride 5, that's another motorcycle racing game. I know there's a niche crowd out there that also does enjoy those games, so there you go. If you want to try it out, there's something for everybody, right? And then, of course, this one makes me laugh a little bit because it's just so old at this point, but Watchdogs 2. It's the sequel to Watchdogs. It's a little bit different tonally. I'm not going to go over the synopsis on this one because, again, it's been out forever. I think most of us know this game, know a lot about it, are very aware of the Watchdogs genre, so to speak. That's a GTA-esque type of game with some gadgetry and everything like that. But I really enjoyed the first one the most. I dabbled with this one quite a bit, but it just did not grab my attention. I think, again, tonally, Tonally, I think is how you would spell that, but tonally, I just think there's too much of a shift. I really enjoyed what the first one was trying to portray as far as the storyline, and it was not that the second storyline's like awful by any means, but it just didn't grasp me, right? And I know some folks out there really did enjoy the second one more and liked the story more, but just for me, it didn't grasp. And then, of course, I didn't even touch Watch Dogs Legion, which was the more open world-esque based, like just grab anything, kind of like clay, right? You get to mold all sorts of things and try different folks and recruit them and all that stuff. So exponentially kind of got bigger, so to speak. But I think the concept was there. The execution was lacking a little bit. But again, we're talking about Watch Dogs 2. I think, if you want to mess around with something, you have time. I don't think it's a horrible game, but just definitely didn't catch my attention, but still a solid addition. But dang, the game is so old, it kind of makes me laugh that it's being thrown into a subservice at this point, but there we go. Quick mention to, again, Sword Art Online. I know there's a lot of Colt classic followers there for the Sword Art Online franchise, as well as the animes and stuff like that and spin-offs. So you do get Sword Art Online, The Last Recollection. So if you are looking forward to it, there you go. Also, you get Naruto to Boruto, Shinobi Striker. I think that's a solid game. I know there's a lot of Naruto fans out there. I can see you running out there with your arms behind you right now. So fantastic. And then you also get an additional Sword Art Online game, Alicization Lycoris, and hopefully I did not massacre that title, but you get that as well as Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. So guess what? The fans of Sword Art Online are eating good. And wait, that's not all. You also get Sword Art Online Hollow Realization. I myself haven't even touched any of these. They always look good, and I was a big fan of the original series before it started, and I tried season 2, and I just felt like it sped everything up. But again, not going to hate on the fan base. To each their own. I still think it's a solid anime, but it did kind of lose me with how quick it's always pushing the storyline along in that one. And then, of course, for the VR enthusiasts, they like to throw in the VR stuff for the premium side of things. So now we're getting to the premium tier as well. So Vacation Simulator. I do think Office Simulator is a little bit better as far as just, again, kind of closed down a little bit and very unique to each scenario, as opposed to Vacation Simulators, just larger and there's so much to do. And I feel like obviously it's a little bit more difficult to obtain that plat and try to get what you need done. So you will have to look up some guides, I'm sure, just an FYI for the trophy hunters out there. And then, of course, the biggest reveal here, folks, the one I'm super excited for. This was kind of leaked, but I thought they were going to give us one entry for the next couple of months, right? One a month, and then so on and so forth. But anyway, TimeSplitters. TimeSplitters 1, TimeSplitters 2, and then, of course, TimeSplitters Future Perfect. Me stating, playing all these, I think TimeSplitters 2 was the best one, the best multiplayer. The only thing holding this back right now is the fact that I do not have a trailer to pull from because I don't own any of the footage and they don't release that. That's one thing PlayStation needs to do, is go ahead and re-release some trailers and just put something together, you know, even with the original trailers they have in their vault or whatever the case is, or wherever they have it stored. Just redo these trailers, and I think that's going to give you a lot of traction and not only get subscribers for your subscription service on these tiers for PS Plus Essential, Extra, and Premium, but you're also going to generate some sales, because I know a lot of folks right now, with this being at the time of recording, this was announced. And with that being said, a lot of folks are very excited for this franchise and making its return, whether it be the PS2 version here that we're seeing or whatever the case is. I do wish that they would have found a way to implement online, you know, with a netcode and give some sort of a lobby, online lobby. That'd be great. I mean, local multiplayer is still fun. I'm going to mess around with that for sure. Tons of fond memories with that, and it's a blast. But I do wish they would have done something to pull this into the online community. So I'm sure there's something out there on the PC base with emulation and everything else. So definitely chime in the comments below if you have messed around with it. I'm sure that's fine, but definitely a missed opportunity not to put this online for the multiplayer mode. The things you could do with that, right? And just sometimes I look at these businesses and I'm like, do you guys not like money? You want money. I know you want money. This is a prime way to get money. So again, let's make some trailers, option one, and then option two, let's throw in some online play for these that never had it due to the time that these were released back when, right? PC can do it, you guys can do it, so figure it out. But yes, that is your entire collection there as well. Oh, and they're throwing into the bottom here, folks. I'm sorry, let's add this on. Sword Art Online Lost Song. So if you didn't have enough Sword Art Online games, there you go. We're throwing one more on for the cherry on top of the cake here. There you go. That being said, we'll wrap up the video here, let you get to the games, let you get excited for these games. Let me know down in the comments section below which game has your interest. Are you super excited and jacked like I am for TimeSplitters? I certainly am. So I would love to hear from you there. Obviously, every comment and like does help out the algorithm. If you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. You guys are blowing my mind right now. At the time of recording, we are at 2,024 subscribers out of that 2,500 goal for subscribers coming out. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. That being said, enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and we will see you next time on the next Xvault gaming video. And until then, take care.